Hello, this is Hope Rosky with Weddings and Celebrations, and today we're going to the floral department. So I have with me a very special guest. Her name is Deniz. Anne, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for
Oh, it's so great to have you back again. I wanted to talk to you a bit about your floral company called Country Chic, which I just love the name. And you're located out in the Madera Ranchos, correct? Yes. And you've just started your business, but you have been very, very busy. And what you produce with your floral arrangements just absolutely beautiful and breathtaking, and the pictures that you sent are really worth the see, and we'll talk about those in a bit. Tell us a little bit about what's current in the floral industry when it comes to weddings.
Lately, I have had a lot of either like whites and neutrals, or we just finished summer, so I had a lot of bright colors too.
Yes.
So kind of almost like opposites of the spectrum, but both really fun to design and create. A lot of more, instead of large arrangements, like bud vases and just a lot of variety throughout tables and throughout the venue.
Right.
Which makes it a lot of fun too.
So one of the things that I've noticed are some of your bridal bouquets, and just it's like a very simple yet very elegant, and like in this picture that the viewers are seeing right now, it's a very flowing arrangement of flowers. About how many flowers does it take to make a big bouquet like that one?
That big bouquet, there was probably 7 to 10 roses, plus there was ranunculus, there was multiple stems of orchids, there was a lot of different filler and line flowers, and that one had about 3 or 4 different kinds of greens mixed in too.
It
So
just
they can
it
get
just
pretty
pops.
hefty,
Yeah.
or they can be really small and simple.
Right. Well, this one just looks so beautiful, just the way that it flows and it looks, and it like I said, it's simple. It's a little bit more to the neutral, but I just really like the way you work some of the blush colors in there as well.
Thanks.
All right, and then there was another one that I really liked. It was a smaller bridal bouquet, and it's just the simple whites, just with the stems, and that one was really lovely. Tell us a little bit about that.
The bride was a really petite person, and so she was really worried about her bouquet being too big or too large for her and her dress and kind of overpowering. So she really wanted to make sure it stayed just small, compact, and simple. But I was still able to work in a lot of texture, because that's one of my favorite things is texture and not using the same flower through everything. And some peonies in there, since we were in the beginning of summer with this one.
It's absolutely beautiful. Now, we talk a lot about the bride, but then it comes time for the groom and the pocket boutonniere. How often do you, some guys are, they're pocket boutonniere, but that really makes a statement, especially during pictures. How important is that pocket boutonniere?
So the pocket boutonnieres have definitely been a newer trend this last year, rather than your normal like pin-on boutonniere.
Yes.
So it's actually made in like a card, and it slips into the pocket, so you can do so much more with them. I feel like the one in the picture actually had a lot of flowers in it, because that's what the bride wanted. And then the rest of the groomsmen were just a very simple boutonniere. So his stood out, just like her bouquet was really big and extravagant.
Right.
And then all bridesmaids just had a few simple flowers.
And his does, just in the colors and everything.
There's a lot in there, yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Looks great. So let's talk about, as you're coming down the aisle, you have, those taller podiums and things to that effect. How important is the arrangement up there?
So your aisle is going to have a ton of photo shots, right, from the whole ceremony, walking in and out. And I really try to tell my brides and my couples that either start of the aisle pieces or even aisle runners along the way really make a difference in those photos, but also they're super easy to repurpose. So you could move them to in front of your bar or your DJ or your sweetheart table, whatever it is.
Sure.
And get multi-purposes out of them and make that impact at your ceremony and your photos there, but still enjoy them for the rest of the night too.
And once the people get seated, it's really, I think, important. Now everybody loves that elaborate flower arrangement, but I think you can be elaborate and what I call low, because you want to be able to converse with a person across from you. What type of things are you arranging when it comes to that?
So for centerpieces, you can go a lot of ways. Like that low, you don't want to be right at face level because
right.
You can talk to everyone. So lately, I've had a lot of orders for bud vases and just an arrangement, and all the vases are a little bit different. Sometimes you do different colored glasses, and just a few blooms and some greenery in each one, which is really nice. And it's been really like a gardeny or a more of an elegant. Sometimes they're a little more like whimsical, just kind of depending on how you set them up. But if you really do want a big arrangement too, one of your best ways for that at a table is to put it on a riser and have it up high so that you can still see through to everybody and the flowers up top.
So I have to go to the Shetland pony because that just stole my heart. So, at weddings, you might have different things going on, and this one actually had a Shetland pony. Tell me about how you decorated that cute little creature right there.
So this is the venue. It's called Tiny Hoof Acres. It's out in Madera Ranchos. And the owner and myself and another local vendor, Amy Shabby Sheiks, we coordinated on this wedding. And so we had 2 mini horses out during the ceremony, and there was a lot of greenery in the willow eucalyptus, so we made garlands for both of the mini horses as they wandered around on the grass. And then Stacy added the flowers in. But I've also even done garlands for alpacas, believe it or not.
Oh, that's fascinating.
A couple that took pictures with alpacas. And I've seen them with donkeys and the mini horses and all kinds of things.
Oh, my goodness.
And I just loved the angle of that picture because you can see the head table and that big arrangement.
Uh-huh.
And a little mini horse with it, too.
So, with that being said, how long did it take you to do something like that for that miniature horse?
So for that mini horse, I cheated a little bit because the venue had the big willow trees. And so we trimmed big long pieces, so I just had to loop them. I didn't have to hand make the garland. If I have to hand make the garland, then that can get pretty time consuming.
So now, do you have a website for people to go?
So I mostly my full website is under construction, but Instagram or Facebook, which is just at Country Chic Floral Co.
Okay. At Country Chic Floral Co. You know what? You have inspired, it looks like, so many creative directions with your floral work, which is just, I think, absolutely wonderful. And how often do you communicate? Like, if you are working with a bride, groom, etc., how often are you in communication with them?
At the beginning, quite a bit, getting all of their ideas, all their Pinterest screenshots, and figuring out what their vision is. And if not with the bride, if they have a wedding coordinator, then I'll work with them as well for the same type of thing.
Do you have
and get them there? What was that?
Sure. Do you have a certain lead time?
Oh, lead time. The sooner the better. I've definitely pulled off some magic like last minute things, but preferably a good few months at least, just because I want to be able to put the time and the thought into that day, and because those flowers are going to be, especially your people flowers, are going to be in your photos forever.
And how far out do you deliver?
I have gone all the way up to like Tenaya Lodge in Yosemite.
Okay.
I've been out to Exeter and Porterville areas a few times. I'm going to Visalia in November. I have a wedding down in Visalia, but I've also traveled to the coast for a few people. Mostly it's people that I know that get married over there, and I just load everything in my toy hauler and make it a camping trip at the same time.
Oh, there you go. That sounds great. Well, Anne, Deniz, thank you so much for coming on the show. And your company, Country Chic Floral, certainly has a great deal to offer for any, obviously, you could see special event, because I'm looking at that little miniature horse and I'm thinking, how cute for a kid's birthday party to get the horse decorated. So, I mean, it's not just the weddings, it's the other celebrations that you do as well.
Yeah, anything from baby showers and bridal showers, weddings, all the way to celebrations of life and memorials and things like that as well.
Well, I thank you so much for coming on the show, and I hope to see you again.
Thank you.
This is Hope Rosky with Weddings and Celebrations.